What's up? What's up? Welcome to another market recap. Today is October 28th, 2025. So I had one trade last night on Kiwi Yen, or this afternoon rather. We've been talking about this, yen's breaking down. It was a kind of a wave 3 IBO. So broke this clear trend on the 1 hour time frame, was coming up to basically form like a right shoulder in this head and shoulders pattern. It was an IBO on my 1 hour, really wasn't anything yet on my 4 hour time frame. Kind of have your similar double top-esque that all your yen trades are sitting at. And then on my 10-minute time frame at the time of entry, it essentially looked like a ACB. So ACB rejecting the 10-minute 200. And I entered on a 30-second break of a trend off that EMA, that 10-minute 200 EMA. Broke the trend line, and then once it broke this low right here, I entered it to the trade. It looked good, and then it didn't. I guess Trump came out and tweeted something about China, and when he did that, essentially price just reversed and spiked me out pretty hard. It's unfortunate that that spike took me out of the trade, because currently it'd be sitting, roughly about break even or so. Because after it kind of calmed down from that kind of jolt from news, price retraced. So now it's just kind of chilling. So I still feel like this overall bias, this trade's probably going to play out. It's what I'm watching tonight for yen trades still. This is just kind of the first opportunity to trade it. All in all, I like the trade. The only kind of weird bit is I was trading a Asia pair during New York, which isn't typical for me, but the price action was pretty clean. So I kind of anticipated entering this and then the trade moving sideways until Asia, but you can't really anticipate Trump tweeting about anything nowadays. So, but for the watch list, still watching yens, right? So we got the breakdown in yens. I think pound yen is the cleanest currently. Needs a pretty decent sized pullback here, but has a CBO on the 1 hour time frame, will be an IBO on the 4 hour time frame, and will be a nice kind of like ACB on your 10-minute time frame. Most of the pound pairs from last night's watch list didn't really break out upwards. Instead of a lot of pound weakness came into the market. So this trade kind of plays into both the yen strength coming in as well as the pound weakness that's been happening over the past, 2 days or so that yen and pound have been breaking down. Daily time frame, you have a pretty large bearish engulfing candle. You still have room to move to your daily 50 as well as these previous highs here. So if price never pulls back and just continues to retrace to these highs in the daily 50, I'd entertain taking like a wave 2 play. So if price just keeps pushing from here, don't really get any kind of pullback, and then it comes to this level, stalls here, I'd entertain taking it long from there. But I think pound yen's the nicest of the groups, but it does need a pullback first. There is Singapore yen that's similar to the Kiwi yen trade I took. I'll be looking at this one for a potential re-entry. The only piece I don't love about it is bouncing off of the 4 hour 50. I didn't have that on Kiwi yen, right? So I got close to the 4 hour 50, but never really got the bounce off of it. And then Swiss yen, similar, right? This does have a bounce off the 4 hour 50, but same kind of price action here of a break in trend. So 1 hour IBOs, it's just the kind of 4 hours in the way. If these trades don't pull back and present like a second entry, then tomorrow they should be lined up to be some pretty solid CBOs. That's honestly kind of how I prefer to trade them at this point, since I've already taken one shot at the IBO and it not play out. Yeah. So preferably I'd like to trade pound yen. So we'll see what happens. And then I have a random kind of Euro CAD on watch. It's not really a primary pair, kind of it's really secondary. But I think there's something here, right? Like you do have this kind of like 1 hour double top, you have a breakdown, but the problem is it didn't really break this 1 hour low or this kind of 4 hour somewhat. It's still relatively the same level. But I feel like there is a short bias here. I mean, the daily time frame is just waiting to break that daily 50, but it's been holding it pretty nicely for a while now. So it's kind of hard to trade through it. But I'll watch how this pair develops and see what it looks like. And then on development, all I really got left is more yen pairs. These aren't really IBOs because they've broken back up, right? Like Aussie yen is broken back up. You might be able to say CAD yen is still an IBO, but I think Singapore Swiss yen are just a little nicer. And then Euro yen is another potential, but it already kind of broke down a good bit. So I wouldn't really love the idea of trying to trade this a second time on a pullback. Prefer to kind of take the CBO come tomorrow if it presents itself. Yeah. So there wasn't really much of a way for me to remove risk on this trade. I kind of need a price to push and break the 10-minute 50, which it never did. I think I could have, if I want to do some like really aggressive management, which I didn't take this trade in the intention of doing aggressive management, since I knew I'd be holding it for likely the second half in New York and then into Asia. I was a little bit looser with it. I.e., I could have, on this break of the 2-minute 50, and as well as the previous low here, I think I could have gone to P1 and clipped this high. And then I would have been out on this kind of retracement right there for, I don't know, 0.4 or so, rather than a full 1 hour loss. Well, either way, that's all I got. Hopefully we'll get some more opportunities on these yens come tonight. Either way, that's all I got. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See you.